What is going on, guys? Corrosive Bullet here, and we're doing another early breakdown of one of the Set 6 leaders and Set 6 techs. Today we're going to be going over Android 18. Finally, 17 over in green has its counterpart, I guess, given in red. So we're going to break down all of the early reveals that have been shown so far. Again, we are going to go through the entirety of the Set 6 list once that drops. I'm theorizing that it's probably going to drop within the next week or two. They've been releasing like 3 cards every single day, or revealing 3 cards every single day. So I would imagine that we are getting to the point now where we might start seeing, where we may end up seeing the deck list drop, or the set list drop. So when that drops, we will definitely be going over it all. We are definitely going to be doing some playtest streams and stuff over on twitch.tv /Corrosive Bullet, and as well as here on the YouTube here. So just be sure to look out for that. Anyway, let's kind of get into what Android 18 is going to do. Standard leader on the front, nothing too crazy with what she's doing there. But when she awakens, she has an activate battle on your turn where once per turn, your battle cards with Android and their special traits that are in a battle with your opponent's battle card get 20,000 power for the battle. This may seem like it's not all that it's all cracked up to be. It may not necessarily look impressive by any metric. However, we can say that it does have its value when we combine it with this extra card in Bleak Future. Bleak Future is a 3-cost field card where it has a permanent skill. If your leader is Android 18, your battle cards with Android and their special traits can attack active mode battle cards in your opponent's battle area. This is very important. We've not had a means of being able to attack active mode battle cards before, and Android 18 seems to be spawning this in with her unique playstyle. Now, the one thing I will say about this field is that paying it at 3 cost seems like it's going to be expensive to do. However, I would maybe make the argument that you're probably not awakening by turn 3. I think it would probably be okay to pay this at 3 if you're unawakened. Playing this after you're awakened may be a little slow to do, but doing this for 3 I don't think it's a harsh condition. It's a little bit of a harsh condition. I'm assuming they're doing this at the to kind of balance it with Jiro's Lab in green, because that's also a 3-cost field card. So I'm not 100% sure. Maybe there will be a means of cheating this out for like 2 energy, maybe for 1. Maybe there's a card that you can play that cheats out the field. Who knows, right? But this is still strong, especially when you take into account what the Android 18 leader is actually doing, which is giving 20,000 power to a battle card on your board when they're in a battle. And we're going to take a look at some of the early options that we got for this. So first up is Android 16. He's a 3-cost, 20k power, 10k combo SR, which I think is really strong. It's a really good stat line for something like this. He has 2 abilities, where he has an activate main where you KO this battle card in a battle area and you draw 1 card. Then when he's KO'd, you choose one of your battle cards in your opponent's battle area, and it gets -20 for the turn. There is not a single card in red that is doing this much. Let me preface this. There is not a single card in red with this stat line that is doing as much as this card. And it's a generic red card. So in the Android deck specifically, this is what it's doing. In a battle, if it's able to swing into an active mode battle card, 40k power because of the leader ability. You're swinging for 40k. Then you're KOing this card to replace itself. So you're not going negative by playing this guy on board in any way. Then you're also -20 to something on your opponent's board, which is pretty, you can say what you want about attacking battle, how useful it is to attack something on your opponent's board as opposed to attacking life. But don't get it twisted. You can still swing. You can still swing for 40k into your opponent's life, and then still KO this card and minus something by 20 on your board, potentially even removing something for -20, which is crazy to me. It's crazy. It's crazy. No, you could run. So outside of the Android 18 deck, You could probably run a couple of copies of this in any red deck whatsoever, just for the amount of value that you're getting off of this. You're able to play this on curve to be able to swing for 20 into something on board or into your opponent's leader. Then you can KO this card to then draw a card, and then you can potentially remove something on turn 3 by minusing 20. Like, it's a 10k combo too. We need to remember that this is a combo power in red, which I would make the argument that red can sometimes struggle with combo power, especially towards the late game. So having a card like this for combo power is good. So yeah, I mean, I like this 16. I don't know how valuable this guy will be in the grand scheme of things, but off of face value, just looking at it from only its text alone and like seeing its stat lines, like I'd say this is a good card, especially in the Android deck. Then we kind of get into the other SR, which is Fusion Android 13, who's a 5-cost, 30k power, 5k combo SR card, where on play he gets 25,000 power for the turn. So he becomes a 55k swinger. But he has an auto ability where when this card KOs an opponent's battle card in battle, switch this card to active mode. So you play this on turn 5. Your opponent has like 3 or 4 cards on their board, right? You play this guy. He bumps himself up to 55. Or 55, right? Then you swing into your opponent's weaker battle cards. Maybe even one of their stronger battle cards. You swing into their battle cards. It KOs the board. It KOs that card. Goes to active. Swing into something else on board. Goes into active. Swing into something else on board. Goes back into active. This auto procs every single time. It procs every time that you KO something on the board. So... And then there's also the fact that you can boost him up in battle by 20,000. So if there is a, let's say, secret rare Goku, you're in a red mirror, and there's a secret rare UI Goku on the board, right? You play this guy at 5 energy, he goes up to 55. You then swing with this guy into the UI Goku. You boost him up by 20, who goes up to 75. And then your opponent has to give you 2 super combos or a super combo and 2 other cards from hand in order to protect that. If they don't protect that, then this guy goes back into active, and then you swing into their leader for 55. Really strong, really strong card. And it's a generic red card too. So you could actually take this guy and throw this guy into a bunch of red decks and get insane value off this card with it. Like you could run this in the U7 deck. You could run this in the Beerus deck. This card in Beerus might actually be pretty good, just from the sheer aspect of being able to clear your opponent's board with it. Like I think this guy could actually be solid for that. You could run this in the UI Goku deck. You can run this in any of the Daima decks. And yeah, you're not really getting the +10 from the Super Saiyan Daima with this guy. But again, he's swinging for 55 on the turn he's played. So you can just swing into board like crazy. Your opponent's probably not protecting many of the cards on the board. I don't know. I think this guy's going to throw a lot of people off when he comes into the client. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to not defend this, not defend their battle cards, knowing full well that this guy can just keep swinging as long as he's KOing something. So really cool SR. I think this is a really cool, and it's the intro of Android 13 too. Android 13 is finally in the game, so I think that's pretty cool. Now let's kind of get into some of the generic red stuff. So first we're going to start with Android 15. 1 cost, 10k power, 5k combo. Activate main once per turn. You choose up to 1 battle card with Android and its special traits, and that card, other than this card, and it gets 5,000 power for the turn. It's not as good as Margarita. It's not as good as Margarita for the sheer fact that it's only boosting by 5, and it's only 5k combo, and he can't boost himself. So that's 3 detriments to this guy as opposed to Margarita. However, what is cool about this guy is that him being a 10k power card makes him a little bit harder in the early game to actually remove. So this guy can actually kind of stick around for a little bit in the early game and boost up your cards to make it a little bit more oppressive for your opponent. And then he can do this every single turn once. So the longer that this guy is on board, The longer that this guy's on board, the more value you're gonna get off this guy. I would maybe make the argument that the Tournament of Power field might be just a little bit better, just because you can do that on offense or defense. And I've been seeing people using Tournament of Power in a more offensive light compared to before. So I could see that I would see an argument where Tournament of Power is just better than this guy, but this guy at least gives you combo power. And he's also, again, just boosting by 5 every single turn. So I don't know. We'll have to kind of wait and see. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's a bad card. I just don't know if I'm going to see this card get played as much as I would assume that it wants you to be played. We'll have to see. Then we have this Android 19, 3 cost, 15k power, 10k combo. When attacking, oh, and hold on. Another thing to add onto this too is that when this guy can go into a battle, Android in the late game, Android 18 can boost him up to a 30k. So that's important. A 30k swinger for one, that's pretty good. But yeah, so Android 19, 15k power, 10k combo. When attacking once per turn, if attacking a battle card, you switch. If you're attacking a battle card, you switch this card to active mode. So I think this guy's okay. You're only getting the 20,000 from the leader once, so you swing into a battle card for 35,000. Sometimes it's really not worth defending. But he does automatically go to active after the swing. So even if they protect the swing, you could still swing and maybe combo something else off. You can combine this with the Android 15 because he gets the 5,000 for the turn. So he'd be 20,000, then 40,000 into a battle card one time, and then you can swing into your opponent's lead or another battle card. Like, this card's not bad. I don't really hate this card. It's a bit middle of the road. I wouldn't say it's great. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just on turn 3, it's like, what are you prioritizing? Are you prioritizing playing this, or are you prioritizing the field on turn 3? Really just kind of depends, really. But he's 10k combo, and that's again, red can have a tendency of having issues with combo, so I think that's pretty good. Then we got the final card, which is Android 17, Android 18 for 3 cost, 20k power, 5k combo. On play, you choose all your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 10,000 power. This is the Android's version of the Gohan. The Gohan also does the same thing on play, where it just minuses everything by 10. And yeah, it just it's the same exact stat line, same exact energy cost, same exact effect. It's just Android's base. So this guy can swing for 40 though with the leader ability, which is something that the 3-cost Gohan can't do. So that's just something to kind of consider and think about. But let me know what you guys think of Android 18. I think a lot of people are going to underestimate her. I think the fact that this is like a deck that's strictly focused on board clear, in a rather unconventional sense from the standard of what board clearing kind of is in this game, up until now. But I think it's cool. I think that there's a lot of utility. We have battle cards that are able to do the board clear effect while also swinging into your opponent's lead after the fact too. Like, I think there's value. There's value, I think, to be had in this particular deck. But you guys let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. So like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and to see more Fusion World content. But with that said, that's going to do it today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next Fusion World video. Peace.